Hi there, Hilary here for Waterlogged on behalf of SaltwaterAquarium.com. It's been a while since I talked about the Red Sea tank and adding different components to it, and today's video I am going to go ahead and install the ReefMat. Before I install it, I'm going to tell you a little bit about why I've waited so long to put it in the tank, because the tank has been running for 6+ months, maybe a little bit longer, and people have asked me why I haven't installed it initially. Well, the reason for that is because these things are super efficient. On top of these being super efficient, so is the massive skimmer that's in the tank. And since in the beginning I had a lot of issues with very, very low, non-existent nutrients, I figured I would wait, give the tank a little bit more time to get up and established so I didn't have any more issues with dinos. But now's the time, let's go ahead and get this thing installed. All right, first up we have our user manual. I'm gonna take everything out. We've got our power supply. Ooh, this is it. Flexible tubing. Got some carbon. That's all gonna come out. Let's see. This is the sensor assembly and the hose connector sealant. All right. We have the ReefMat drive unit, and this is the ReefMat itself, as well as a roll of fleece inside here. And we have the leg assembly kit. Now, I'm gonna go ahead and get this put together and set up according to their instructions, but before I install it in the tank, I am gonna have to take out the filter sock setup that I already have in there now. So I guess let me go ahead and get the filter socks out and then we'll put this together. I have to take out this little section that's holding the filter socks. And to get it out, you just push on it and the whole thing slides and comes out. Pretty easy, right? So let's get this all taken apart and set up so that we can put it in. Now, one interesting thing about these guys is that they are designed for right or left-hand use. So as an example, this little thing right here actually will pop out, or you could set things up over here, but enough of that. So this bar lifts up, pulls out. Set this down right here. I'm gonna pull out that fleece, and then wrapped up here. Here is the little box. You can put media in this, and this is gonna sit underneath of this whole thing. Set that aside. All right, now in the bottom, this piece right here, again, this part can twist off. It can go on either side. You can twist this bar, and this whole thing comes out too. So you're gonna wanna pop off this piece and separate those. All right. So this is so. Let's see. This guy. Okay. Next thing is this little guy, this red piece right here. Pop that down. I'll make sure that this is off first. So when you set it up, you want these two little inputs to be facing towards the back. All right, then you get your little red piece, push it up from the bottom, it should almost like snap in place. There we go. Okay, so this one is going to go in right here. So the next step is installing the sensor. We already have it attached here, but you are going to put it in here. So the end of the cord is going to be facing, I guess, what you call the front. It's going to come in here. You might have to put some pressure on it to get it to go down and on this little ledge. And then you're gonna push it again with some pressure until it slides in this little piece back here. And once it's slid all the way back in and snug, you know you're good. All right, now I think it is time to install the fleece roll. Okay, go ahead and take the plastic covering off of that. And it is gonna go on this guy. So this will unscrew. There are two pieces here, so you wanna take both of those off. All right, and it goes on so that this is hanging down. Use a little bit of pressure here. Okay. Set this. Okay, now that we have all of this ready, we are going to take our roll. Before we pull it back here, there's a little bar. We need to take this out and set it aside. Go ahead and thread your roll down. Give yourself a little bit. You want to make sure that this is snug and secure. All right. Okay. Now, remember that piece that we took out earlier? So this guy, so this bottom part is going to go underneath the roll. Pull a little bit out so you have excess, and then this top part will go and snap in. Make sure that all four corners of it are snapped. All right, we're good to go. Now we need to maneuver this back down in. It can be a little bit tricky because you gotta get across this and the little sensor, but once you get it all the way back down, you want to twist it and rotate it so that these holes are facing down and that it locks back in place. When you tug up on it, it shouldn't move. Okay, now that that is set, this little guy can go back in place here. Make sure it sets in. And, all right. This roll goes here. We'll pull this up and press down, it locks in place. Now we are ready to hook it up to the tank. Now I am going to, I think I'm going to actually install it on the glass instead of have it stand. It's actually going to mount right here. So I'm going to put these two little feet on it so that it sits here and it doesn't bump too much against the glass. Now if you don't want to do that, you also have the option, it comes with 4 feet that you can put on the bottom here. So if you prefer to have it standing, you also have that option. Okay, I have my unit ready. I got my little feet on there, or not my feet, my little backers on there. I'm gonna stick it in and then attach the hose once it's in. Now the instructions actually say that you can shorten the length of the hose. I'm gonna leave mine as is just because it gives me that extra room to get it in and out. I'm actually kind of surprised. For some reason I expected it to sit a little bit lower in the sump. But if I had had the feet on there, I think it probably would have sat maybe a little bit lower. Not too much. All right. Oh, one thing I forgot to do, these little levers right here, I'm gonna twist them back up and lock this back roll in place. Okay, now the only thing left to do is, where'd it go? Attach it to the power supply. Now, it does, like I said, come with this little basket that would sit and slide in down here on the bottom. Since I'm not running carbon right now, I'm not gonna go ahead and install that, but I'm gonna set it aside. In case I need it, I'll have it ready. Now, I don't know that I want to say this out loud for fear of jinxing myself, but I'm kind of looking forward to hooking this one up to the Reefbeat app. I'm going to be honest with you guys, in the past, I've had some technical difficulties getting the different pieces of equipment in here connected to the Reefbeat app, and I actually ended up talking with the technical support guys at Red Sea, and it turns out because I had two different Wi-Fis, I actually had to turn one of them off because in the process of connecting, my Wi-Fi was causing issues. So if you've had issues like that, try turning off one of your Wi-Fi. I think the one that I left it on is the 2.4 hertz. So try just the one and see if you don't have issues connecting. I bet it'll probably resolve them if it was like mine. All right, So I went ahead and got my electric all hooked up, and while I was in here, I noticed that there was a loop in the hose, which is not something that you want. So I did end up shortening the hose so it's really short. And while I was in there, I remembered that this little panel that was back here actually just slides all the way out. It didn't mention it in the instructions, so I went ahead and took that out. It gave me a little bit more space. So I think I like how it looks. It's all in here nice and organized, and I can't wait to watch it run. Okay, the only thing that's left to do is connect this to the Reefbeat app. Since I've done a bunch of videos telling you about how the Reefbeat app works, I'm just gonna go ahead and get it set up. Okay, I noticed that it wasn't gonna take you along to do the ReefMat setup, but look at this. It tells you, gives you notifications, green and yellow and red, when you need to replace the roll, and it lets you set how many days that you want notified. So I sometimes have issues with shipping, so I'm going to give myself 10 days. All right, so this is the brand new roll, not a partially used roll. Done. Okay, let's see, we're gonna hit start. Okay, that is going to wrap up this video now that it is installed. I've hit the button to test it and run it a couple times. I kind of want to watch and see how long it actually takes for it to get dirty. I hope you've enjoyed this video. If you are thinking about getting a roller mat for your aquarium, leave a comment below, let us know. Okay? This has been Hilary for Waterlogged on behalf of SaltwaterAquarium.com. Thank you so much for watching, and I'll see you next time.